I think we can start, I guess. Do you have a... I don't remember what I put in our place, actually. I got to bring up the phone. Oh, ouch. Are we going round table? Who do you think is going to be number one? Dan, you can run this, boy. You can run this part. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, I reckon we do top four. We don't have to go through 1 to 20, but if we do top four relegated, and then you can always post the top 20 on the Instagram or whatever.
Top 20.
Give me a second.
Do you guys see the message I put in for what Kenny said?
Arsenal, like me.
You put Arsenal down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just couldn't pick Liverpool. I'd rather be proved wrong. Can't do it.
Well, I was actually thinking of this, what Dan's going to say, that I really enjoyed last season because there was no pressure on us. Like, we were just existing. People thought that we're not going to do well because of Slot coming in, the whole transition, whatever. And we just slowly picked up momentum. And we were like, oh, well, we'll do Christmas. Oh, we'll wait till this, we'll wait till that. And the next thing you know, we won the league. So I'm not liking the fact that we are favourites, actually. Like, it's not comfortable for me at all. Not one bit. All right, Yitzy, sorry about you.
No, yeah, I've gone, I think Liverpool go back to back. I've gone Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea in top four.
You think City will take off Arsenal, yeah?
Yeah, I think Arsenal won't be as good this year. I don't know how Gyökeres is going to fit the system. He's going to score goals for sure, but he's got to play every game, right? He's a fucking £70 million player. Havertz is going to be probably the one to miss out, and they used him a lot in the build-up play, and I don't see how Gyökeres is that player. He's not good with his back to goal in the build-up. He's your straight line runner. He's your, he's going behind the line. Yeah, I just think I think Liverpool will go. If Liverpool get a defender in, I think it's theirs.
84 points then. That's what it needs.
Yeah, I think so. I think teams, it's going to be quite similar to this year. Teams will take points off each other. City have had the Club World Cup to deal with. They've only played one pre-season game. Pep usually uses his first couple of weeks as like an extended pre-season, and they don't really get going. But I think teams are going to take points off each other, like the last season.
Cover your ears, Tom. Leeds going down, Burnley and Sunderland straight back down. 3 up, 3 down. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I think it'll be close between Sunderland and West Ham, but Leeds and Burnley are gone.
He just have no chance for Leeds and Burnley. You think Sunderland's going to be better off than those two? Yeah.
They've spent 150 mil. They've brought in some decent players. I think a Dinger has gone to Sunderland.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll do okay. Still think they'll go down, but I think they'll have more wins than Burnley and Leeds.
All right, that's fair enough. Who's next?
Next up is Tom.
I love these graphics, by the way. Fucking good at your job, you aren't you?
Try.
Club of the first fella, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City. You think Chelsea could have that vast improvement? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to be, although they've had the Club World Cup to deal with, so they've not really had an off season, but I think Chelsea are going to be really strong this year. And I think it might be a 3-horse race between them, Liverpool and Arsenal.
You're doing the opposite of that. City won't be in the race or what?
I think they'll be in the race for a bit, but I just can't see City getting close or making a push for the league. But I think it's between those three at the top.
I was listening to the Athletic podcast, actually. They just don't feel that City's signings, even the ones from last winter, are just not the caliber to turn this over and making the win for the Premier League. They've been struggling for a while. You got 87 points, one more point in the Dan to win the Premier League.
I think it's 3 more. I think Dan at 84.
Oh, sorry, 3 more. One more. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
And then with obviously supporting Leeds, I think I'd have to just say they're going to stay up. Most of their team. Yeah. And then with Brentford selling players, might struggle. And then obviously Burnley and Sunderland. I think Bournemouth might drop off a lot, and due to them selling players too, and Nottingham Forest having to deal with European football too. So
You think you pick Brentford are the returning to go down? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, especially losing Thomas Frank as well.
I've got Jordan Henderson, mate.
Yeah.
I think what I'm really interested in this for this season is compare Brentford and Tottenham. I'm not convinced. I mean, I think Thomas Frank is a great coach, but I think the system at Brentford is really, really good. Hence the success with all the layers that comes along with it. And I want to see if Spurs do well to see if Tom Frank is all that gravy, because I don't think the system at Spurs is great. So I think it'll be interesting to see, is the whole system, like we've mentioned before in previous podcasts, or is it Tom Frank was that big cog, a big influence on the squad? Do you know what I mean? On the club, sorry. So
I mean, I obviously got Spurs as 7th. So what does 7th? What points you need to get to 7th? Like what? High 50s, high 50s.
High 50s, yeah.
So then they're going to need like a 20-point improvement, which because they got 38 points last year, so it's a lot. But
it is a lot, and a lot of sun too. So
yeah,
we'll see how good Thomas Frank is. All right, who's next?
It's going to be Roberto.
Bobby, I can't even see your face. Hold on, Bob. There you are. All right, Bob. All right.
You come back to me. I
Again.
missed that. Oh, he's gone.
What's off?
You're not too scared to talk about it.
All right, we'll go to Mark instead then.
Bentley.
All right, lads.
Bentley.
Few things. He's back.
Sorry, Mark. You going?
I'll be all right.
All
You good?
All right, mate.
Should we just cut this out and we'll get straight to Bob now?
All right.
All right, Bob. Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea. You think City's going to make a good comeback for us or what?
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's writing them off. I think they're going to bounce back. I think at the end of the season they started doing well. I mean, at least now, like if they sell like Savinho and like Grealish has gone to Everton, like I think they're going to go for Rodrigo. It looks like that's a shout. Donnarumma, I've seen rumors today of him going to them as well. Like, I mean, I still think they've still got Haaland, like Marmoush. Like, yeah, we don't really know how that Cherky and like Rangers are going to do, but like they had good seasons last year for their club, so I think they'll be all right.
Rodri's back as well.
Yeah, but he just got injured again, didn't he? He was out for a few
Again.
weeks, I think.
I see.
Yeah, Pep said it's a long injury, but not as long as what his ACL was. But how long they didn't really say. So
I think they'll do well.
Arsenal's going to drop off, huh?
I don't know if I think, and that's why I've gone with 87 because I think it was 84 last year, Liverpool, but that was like we kind of didn't have anyone challenging us, so you're always going to drop off a little bit at the end. I think Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea are going to be decent this year. I think it's going to be pretty close. I don't think Chelsea are good enough to really compete for the title, but like you can see against PSG, like when they're on their day, like they're a decent team. But last year, I think just as a team and consistency, like they're just not there right now. They have too many players. Like I feel like every week you're going to be like trying to integrate different wingers, and they just don't have that close knit team. I feel like they've got a lot of very good individual players, but I don't think they're as good as like Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, like team wise. But I think Liverpool, City, Arsenal will be very close, and I think they'll all push each other. That's why I think Liverpool will finish with a few more points than last year.
The one thing I want to question you on is this Manchester United 5th, Newcastle 6th. What's your thought process there? Like, everybody's leaving Newcastle. You think United's going to make that much recovery? Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, Newcastle, yeah, they're going to hopefully lose Isaac. But they've signed Elanga. Like, I still think that, Gordon on one wing, Elanga on the other, like, that's decent. Like, if they sell Isaac, they're going to try and replace him. They might get that guy from Porto, the one that Dan was talking about. I saw Fabrizio Romano said something about him. So, like, I think they'll replace those players, and I still think that last year it was Tonali, Joelinton, and
Was it
who's
Coutinho?
the other kid that they have in midfield? There's three of them that were decent.
Bruno
Bruno.
Guimaraes.
Bruno, yeah, like that. They've still got the three midfielders there who are decent. So yeah, I still think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll be too bad. I think United are going to be all right. I think they've made some good signings. You know, Nguemo and Cunha are Premier League proven. So, you know, I can see them doing well. Sesko, I'm hoping he doesn't do well. But you never know, he could have a good season. But I just think bringing in those newer players is going to give them, like, it's going to rejuvenate them, I think. Signing a lot of players sometimes can be a bad thing because, you know, it's like a lot of new players playing together. But I think United couldn't get any worse than they were. Like, so for me, I see a big improvement. I think Old Trafford could be turned into a fortress again if the fans get behind them. Now, I saw that there was supposed to be like a protest or something, Dan, but like they cancelled it because like I think the fans are getting behind. Maybe like
Yeah,
they
so the 1958 are like a member. They speak for some fans, and they wanted to protest about Jim Ratcliffe, and he's in the pockets of the Glazers and this, that, and the other. And a lot of United fans have stuck up for Ratcliffe this window and was like, he's put fucking 300 million of his own money into the club. The Glazers have put nothing in. Like, he's had to make all these cuts because of the Glazers being dickheads and running us into the ground. Like, and now we're reaping the rewards a little bit with being able to spend more money. Like, we know the tea lady who got sacked is not on fucking Brian Mbumo money, but we were 50% overstaffed across the whole club. Like, probably the most in the Premier League. Didn't need to have them there. It was just run stupidly. Ed Woodward was giving people jobs just for the sake of giving people jobs, and when they come around and did their like audit, they were finding people just sat in offices doing fuck all. It's like it had to be done. So now all the fans are kind of kicked up with the 58 and said, like, why are we protesting against like Ratcliffe now? You can see this at X, Y, and Z. So they've cancelled that.
So I think that, you know, you get a few new players in, you get the fans behind them. Old Trafford, like even when United were at their lowest, like the last couple of years, when Liverpool go and play them and the fans get behind them, the players go up, they always give us a game. You know, they could be having the worst, you know, season ever. But Liverpool go and like you get the fans behind and the players are up for it. And it's always a good game. It's like hard. Well, I mean, there's been a few where we've obviously battered them, but like you never know with when you have the crowd behind you like that. So I think they'll do all right. I think they'll surprise a lot of people. I don't want them to. I would hope, you know, they get relegated, but
I think how it's pretty funny how it's flipped the last 15 years, I guess, where we'd be the team, Liverpool be up, you know, get them at Anfield, get the fans behind us, and we'll just go upset United. And now it's United get the people behind them at Old Trafford and upset us. All right, give me Mark Bentley.
I might have the most controversial one here. A few things to talk about. You know what? I have got well too much childhood trauma, I reckon, to ever pick Liverpool to win the league because there were so many seasons back in the day where like, all right, finally, this is going to be the year. And it just never happened all the way through childhood. And I think that childhood trauma might also play into me picking United to finish in the top four as well, because like even when they were at the worst last season, like I would never bet against them because, and like I got proved wrong so many times, but I could never bet against them just because of that like trauma that, you know, Fergie time, I'm scoring in the last few minutes. I just always expect them to do more than what they are. And then obviously if we look down to 15th place, you'll find Manchester City, because this is going to be the season where those charges finally come into play and they receive a 30-point deduction but still manage to survive because the Premier League win. I know they could like
Might just be
find them
nice.
hundreds of points, but I think they'll just give them enough, maybe midway through the season when they're already doing well, that they get out of the way and they know that they can still survive.
I thought you were just like keeping the same pattern of your childhood notions and put it City down there from the years past.
It's where they belong. Really,
Main
down there.
Road City.
Yeah. All right,
And then
Bills.
Arsenal to win it. Listen, it's about time, isn't it? I think it's probably Arteta's last season to win something, and they've been there or thereabouts for the last 3-4 years, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's either now or never for them. So
Do you
give them the
think he?
benefit of the doubt that they can get over the line.
Do you think he gets sacked if he doesn't win the league this year or win something big?
There's definitely going to be talk
I
about
don't
it.
think. Yeah, I don't
I don't
think
think.
so.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, Palace have won exactly the same amount as what he's won.
I know, but like they're always there, aren't they? Like they're
There's
playing good
got to be
football,
certain
but
questions. There's got to be questions asked.
yeah.
I think that the board of directors and the technical staff at Arsenal are all in with Arteta. I think he's got the backing of them.
Well, they've got. Well, at the season they'll tell whether it's what they need, but they've got the player in Gyökeres, the forward that they've been looking for the past couple of years. So, like we said at the start, can they play? Can he play in that system? Can he? He's going to score goals for them, but is it going to be enough to win in those big games against City, against Liverpool, and can they get over the line and win the league?
Was
I think,
Gyökeres? I was going to say, was Gyökeres is he Arteta's choice, or was it the?
No.
Well, they wanted Sesko at first, and I don't know what happened with that. But then their director of football wanted Gyökeres, so
Yeah, it's not really his cup of tea. But I think my problem with Arsenal is I listened to a podcast where they were saying it's kind of like what Mark said. It's not really do or die for Arteta, but it's all coming to a boil now. So get it done. They're questioning if Arteta is even good enough to get them over the line. Like, are they're built to the point now where they need just an elite manager to finish off the job and go win something. Two, the reason I think Liverpool were so good last year because of the attacking options we had up front. I mean, they don't have quite the depth to go through. So, like, if your Chris goes down, you're back then to having
Gabriel Jesus is always injured.
And I know they've signed a couple more players to play outside, but they're not the quality that'll go win you the Premier League interchangeably. And then I think the last point, the reason I think Arsenal have won the league for the last 3 years is just not having the right people. I don't think Zubimendi goes to win the Premier League. Like, he's no, Patrick Vieira, no Roy Keane, no McTominay. So he's just having the wrong characters still in the building to get things done. I think there's still might miss a beat.
We're going to find out by the end of August. I mean, they play United. I don't know where that is. Is that Old Trafford?
Old Trafford on Sunday.
Yeah, first game of the season. That's a good one.
And then Liverpool as well. So I mean, we're going to find out a lot about Arsenal by the end of the month. So
yeah,
JCC, your boy McTominay got nominated for the Ballon d'Or.
I see.
See, fucking called it, didn't he? People took the piss out of him.
Ballon d'Or winner. I know when I see his talent. All right.
No, it just proves that Italy's shite.
It proves quality and how shite United will let them go. Explain to us West Ham there, Mark, before we move on.
Yeah. You know what? I was listening to the Overlap, the fan debate, and the West Ham fan on there kind of, because it's a team that I don't really think about too much. And he was saying just how poorly ran the club is, like the way the transfer window's gone this year, and he's just had like no hope at all. He was even talking about how like Upton Park got taken away from them, like a place with a soul, to be put in like an Olympic stadium, which he was saying that like fans are giving up the season tickets and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, they've been hanging around, not really doing too much the last few years. it was one of them. I think at least one of the promoted teams are going to stay up. Club League will be happy that I've gone with Leeds in 17th place, and I think West Ham will be the one that falls into that relegation zone.
Do you think if West Ham struggle or go down, it might be not the end, but it'll be for Graham Potter. It'll be really tough for him to get a top job again.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll come to that when we talk about who we think the first managers to be sacked will be. But yeah, definitely.
On to the presenter himself, Mr. Jason.
Yeah,
98 points.
98 points.
We have a fucking season.
Lion.
Man, I wish you would have said what is it, 114 or whatever.
Did you get the kids to do this for you?
we roll dice.
What do Arsenal finish on if Liverpool got 98?
62.
84.
98 points.
Oh shit. I don't think I didn't mean to put it that high. I think top 80 is what I was thinking of. But yeah, we'll take 98 points, boys. I mean, why not? I think that top two will run away with it, to be honest with you. I don't think I think Arsenal will be as good as they were this season. I just don't think they have everything in place, either in the dugout, in that depth in the squad, or the streak of players that go and punch out and win out all the big games. But I think they'll still move people to the side like they had last year. I think they'll fix their stupid mistakes of, the red cards and what have you. But I think they'll still be up there, I think, sweeping everybody. I honestly don't think there'll be more than 2 games difference between Arsenal and Liverpool towards the end of the season. I think we'll just have those games that we need to put away, we will, but Arsenal will put the rest away and just struggle with 1 or 2 big games. I think Pep will do his magic and keep City up there, barring max scenario of them not getting point deduction. Chelsea, I think, had a great summer and are just rolling nicely moving forward, and I think they'll be in that conversation. I don't know what order I wanted the bottom 3 to be in, but I think Wolves will be the team that falls in. I was close like Marks, but West Ham in. I think the system's too good for Brentford to go down. But I pick Leeds because it's basically the Welsh national team. So let's hope Leeds stays up and does well, and all the Welsh players keep their Premier League status. They keep me happy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, 98 points. Let's go.
We'll jump on to Fainties, even though he's not here.
Who's he got?
He's got
Arsenal 4th.
He's got Liverpool top, Chelsea, City, Arsenal 4th.
Villa 5th. Palace 5th.
Palace is the big one there, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Palace going to be decent, but yeah, like if they lose Gay, and it looks like Eze might be going as well.
Yeah, I think them competing in Europe, having to play on Sundays is tough. So I think they'll struggle a bit.
I think Bournemouth will drop off a lot as well.
I think Bournemouth are going to drop off quite a bit.
They've lost 3 of the back 4. Oh, and they keep Kepa as well. So
do you know what, actually, about Palace in Europe? I think it'll be a blessing in disguise them not being in the Europa. I know it's harsh on them, but the roster depth and quality they have, it'll be like a West Ham when they won the
they can play they can rest
conference league.
They'll be able to manage it better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
opportunity for them to win.
Top level.
Yeah.
And it's not opportunity for them.
Premier League is the Premier League now. Like, they'll be fine playing against those.
I was going to say it's another opportunity for Palace to win another trophy. Being in the conference.
I think it should be. I think they should be aiming for that. For sure.
Yeah, they've got to, because if you see West Ham have done it, like Chelsea did it. I can't really play in their second group until late on, and they could definitely be something. They've got to keep hold of Gay and Eze to do it, I think, though. But it looks like Gay is going. Eze's now in talks with Spurs, so
any Premier League team should be, if they're in the Conference League, should be winning it or should be getting winning it.
I can understand Palace selling Gay because he's got a year left on his contract, but I don't know why they'd sell Eze. Like, I don't think his contract's running out, and I think they're not going to be able to replace him, are they? Like,
No.
it's an interesting one for me.
Yeah, I think Palace. I mean, what's really interesting is Palace is having their whole system change in Europe because they'll probably be the underdogs, kind of like they were on Sunday against Liverpool, absorbing all that pressure, have those rotational play, that transitional play going forward. Out in Europe, they'll be the better team with a foot on the ball and controlling the game. Can they go and do that and break teams down? It'll be interesting to see where they at with that.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for the football season to start again on Friday. I'm happy being a United fan because we've got one game a week and we're signing some good players. If we get Carlos Belieber too, I might start saying some stupid fucking things.
You become a believer.
Yeah,
I'm a believer.
I can't say that because Brighton aren't going to sell him for anything less than 100 million, and I don't see United paying that much.
There's so much talk right now. You're like United. So here's my rationale for it. I think we're going to sign him. I think they've got something up their sleeve to get the training ground and the kit sponsored because it's not sponsored right now. It's for the first time in years that it's not had a sponsorship. Any picture you see of United training now, there's nothing on the front. We had Tezos last year. We had DHL a couple of years before that. It used to be the Aon training complex, but there's nothing on it. So now I think they've got something up their sleeve where it's going to bring money in and we'll be okay.
Yeah, but like, do you think I saw like 112 million or something? They're not going to let him go for anything less than that. Like I get what
break the fucking bank. He is the best holding mid in the Premier League.
Would you get Old Trafford sponsored?
Better than grabs.
Tom, we can't really hear you. You're very, very quiet.
I'm saying, would you get Old Trafford sponsored too?
I think they'll wait until they get the new ground.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Or they'll get someone to do it for the next 3 or 4 years. There's money to still be made for Man United to be able to just keep spending. The good thing about the way we're doing things is we're structuring payments. So like we know what money we've got coming in. We're structuring payments towards that, and the amortization of things. We've only really spent this year 70 million, like on the first year payments of players, because of the way we're structuring deals. So
look how cute he is, lads. When he's excited, they'll be fucking 15th by Christmas.
We're fucking
look here, I'm not watching football again.
So stupid game this is.
My thing is like Liverpool signed for 100 million with potential 16 in add-ons. So like Max is going to pay 116 million, but he's won like German Player of the Year, like, and Liverpool got like so much shit for that. Like, and like you think signing like Belieber, like, yeah, he's decent, but like, I don't know. Like, I think they're like, I don't think any defensive midfielder or defender should ever be worth more than 100 million. Like, I know they're important, but like,
I agree. I completely agree with that. But this he's 21 and he's already fucking unreal. I'd like to see where he's at in 5 years' time. Like,
where does that put Kobe Mainoo?
I think it's them two going to be the midfield next year. Like, I think obviously Bruno plays now. I think we sell Bruno next year. He's 31. Saudi are going to come back in for him to go out there. I think I personally believe that, the rumors of him going to Saudi this year, United probably wanted to sell him, but they were never going to force him out. You know what I mean? Because he's the club captain. It's Bruno Fernandes. He's our biggest chance creator. But to get 100 million for someone at 30, like I personally think they went, could have done with that. But I think he'll go next year. I think there's going to be a point in this season where he starts to phase out a bit. He's going to play in the 10. He's going to play in the 8. But yeah, I think by the end of this season, there's going to be a lot more talk of him going to Saudi.
Sorry, Clubly. From now on, if you need any updates on United, please follow along United Abroad and go weekly updates there, and so we can continue with
United from abroad.
Are
we doing? Sorry, but
I was going to say, if Brighton get 100 plus million for him, how good are they at buying players and selling them on.
Mate,
Like
it's
some of the
outrageous.
sales that they've had, like they just find these players. Like, how can my question is like, how can like Brighton scouts be getting all these players that like the big teams with all their scoutings like are they just like not aware of them, or they just don't like see the
The
potential? Like,
I watched an interview with the owner. I think is the owner, or
Tony Bloom is his name, right?
yeah, the bald head guy.
Yeah.
Super sound guy, like really like personable. But he was saying every time we sell a player, his replacement's already in the building. So they just have, and they map it out where, and they kind of like try to work out actually who's going to be the top prospect for next year to be sold and get their player in already. So like it's not, I think when you look at the time constraint of signing people and finding people, what do you know, like, for example, Newcastle now about Luke Isak, I'm sure they have a system in place already, but now they're like, oh shit, we're going to lose Isak. Let's do the research now. Like Brighton's already done it. Like Brighton already know who they're picking up on, how much they're going to be. Already done the paperwork, not paperwork, maybe the legwork to know the realities and just how that person in the building.
I think,
I
Bob,
think-
it's a risk reward thing as well. Like, if you think about it, like the likes of Liverpool, likes of United, they're not going to go and necessarily spend 10 million on someone from the Portuguese league or the French league who isn't proven yet. Like, they want to be buying the ready-made package already, but Brighton maybe have a little bit more flexibility to be able to go in and take a risk on someone like that. And if it doesn't work out, they haven't necessarily lost too much. But like, even saying that, their recruitment has been brilliant. So.
Yeah, you've got the ability to play them more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're the top six, then you've got to buy someone that's, like you said, kind of ready made and performing at the aspect of where you need them to be. I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold Caicedo for 115 mil to Chelsea, and he's
was Belieber his replacement as well?
That's
So
what I'm
like,
saying.
so if you're selling someone for 150 and buying, I don't even know how much they paid for him, but I can't imagine it was that much because
paid 25 for Belieber, I think, because he came from the French league.
And then you're going to sell him for potentially over 100. Like, but I think, Jason, to your point, Brighton know that they're a selling club, but I don't think Newcastle do. Like Newcastle, because they have a bit more money and they're a little bit better than Brighton. Like I think they weren't expecting to lose Isak, so that's why they're kind of scrambling for a striker. At one point, I don't know, if they actually thought that they were going to get like a TK as well, but like they have like ambition and they kind of like thought, I guess, like we'll bring all these players, and then now it's kind of like backfired, and I think that's why they're scrambling. But like you said with the Brighton owner, it's like they know that if you buy a young player and he does well, you can cash in on him, and they've already got the next one lined up. But like I don't think Newcastle are that kind of club, or they don't think they're that kind of club.
Well, no, I think when you have that financial backing, you don't have to be that club, right? Because that's the problem, and for what Brighton's done well for the last 12 to 10 years is put building blocks in place to be competitive. Like I think Brighton will be up there this year again. I don't think they're going to drop off. I don't think they'll be mid-table. I think Brighton have the stability and the system in place to be pushing now and flow with being consistent variables in Europe. But because they've been doing this for 10 years, they're able to get this done. They already know as a system, they're already anticipating it to happen. And you're right, I think with that financial backing for Newcastle, they don't think they need to sell anybody. And I think they have to have that egotistical mind too, be like, we want to be one of the big boys. That means we got to spend money and keep the big players. And I honestly think the big part of Newcastle's downfall, especially with the Isak, is how unsuccessful they've been in the market this summer. I think if Eddie Howe gets 5-6 of those players he went in for, and he's adding layers of talent into that Newcastle pool to play in Europe and compete in England, I think this Isak conversation is completely different. I think if it wasn't for their being unsuccessful, it's the only reason why Isak went out, I think.
Yeah, just back to Brighton real quick. That I think that they thought that João Pedro was going to be the only one to go this year, and that was their big money transfer that they were bringing money in for, because he went to Chelsea, and I think he's going to be a fucking player for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've not brought a midfielder in to replace Believer, but that's probably why they're like, right, it's 104 million. I think they're quoted to say that they want. And then if we pay that, they can't turn that down for paying 25 mil for him and 4x in their money they paid out for him. You know, and he's only on about 30 grand a week at Brighton. So it's a win-win for them, really. Yeah, they'll
Well,
have to go and scout and get somebody else, but they've got a fucking Football Manager type database that they just pop into and they're right, we'll pick that one.
yeah, but I also think they have this really nice space where they have not low expectation because that's really degrading, but like it's okay. So like I think if they keep Believer, they can push to go to Europe this year. If they lose him and finish this out the top 6-7, nobody's going to be up in arms saying what the heck is going on for Brighton. It's okay. So like I think if they replace him, grand, then they can push on. If they don't, it's not a house on fire, but they're up there with a fortune there. Then
how long do you think they'll be in that space? Do you think they'll ever push on and try and compete with the top 4-6, or just continue doing what they do?
You have to keep all of your big players, don't you? Like,
and that's the trouble, isn't it? Well, not the trouble because they're doing it well and they're recycling it.
I don't think it's even that anymore. I think there's like 2 or 3 leagues now in the Premier League. You have that top 4 that has the financial backing in Liverpool. United is still in that conversation. The Chelseas, the Cities, who are Arsenal, who are just have the money and the commercial revenue to compete. And then you have those kids trying to poke into Euro from your Newcastles, your Villas who have the money, but maybe not the commercial demand and spacing that has that jump up. And then you have the Brightons and arguably Fulham, Brentford. But they don't have that financial backing to push over and get on the line. Like you need oil money now to go play in the Premier League and go win it. Like unless they have that kind of investment, as sad as it sounds, you're done for. So like you have the relegation battle, that lower bottom tier of mid-table, top tier of good football management programs.
Then the elite,
big earners in Newcastle and that Villa, and then just the elite almost in Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, just the big monies.
Bob Musson has paid his internet bill this week or something.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on. I connected to my phone and my phone's disconnecting, so that's throw my laptop out the window.
All right, what else do we have there?
I want your biggest flops of the season.
Or should we do a quick fire? Couple sentences each one.
Matt wants to get to bed here.
Yeah, fucking time. No, a minute. No, just got to keep it rolling. We've got a few things to go through.
All right, Matt, give us your biggest flop. And why?
Forest, I think. Did really well last season, overachieved with Palace dropping them down into the Conference League. They're going to be playing the Europa League. I don't think they've got the squad depth to fight on 2 fronts like that. I think I'm not saying they'll get relegated or anything, but I think it'll be much worse than last season and finish somewhere in the bottom half.
Clubbers, give us your biggest flop.
Well, based upon my 20 places prediction, it's got to be Brentford.
Why?
Manager, players, all leaving, having to big change.
Jason, give us your biggest flop.
Yeah, mine's got to be. I think it's going to be West Ham. I don't think. I don't know if it's enough for them to go under, but I just don't think they have the structure in place now to go and kick on and build on anything. I think it's. I think the only reason they went lower last year is because United and Tottenham were worse somehow. But they put stuff in place to move forward and build on. West Ham, I think they'll be down there. They'll be scraping to get out, I think.
Bobby, biggest flop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nottingham Forest as well. I think at they were in the top 4 for so long, and then towards the end of the year they just completely fell apart. They were just shit. They've lost Elanga, arguably one of their best players. Like Yeah, I can see him being down there, like losing a lot of games, and yeah.
I'm going to go Bournemouth. Again, I don't think they'll get relegated. I think they'll be between 11th and 14th, but losing your whole back line and Huijsen was a fucking good player. Zabani's a good player. I don't think he's PSG level, but he was a good fucking player. Like Kirkhead's going to Liverpool.
Team of the season last year.
Like I think that's a huge thing to replace in a season for an already mid-table 8th to 15th club. You know what I mean?
Let's hope so on Friday.
Oh yeah, first game Liverpool Bournemouth.
Clubbers, do Clubbers say?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you just mentioned 8th to 15th. You know, that group of clubs is just so hard to judge where everyone's going to fall.
You can literally throw a dart at any of them and they could all finish 8th or 15th.
Yeah.
So, dark horse for the season, Bento.
So I went for Everton and Jack Grealish. I think he's a huge signing for them. I think he'll do really well. Hopefully, come out of his shell a little bit that he's been trapped in ever since signing for City. Hopefully, we get to see the old Jack Grealish back a little bit like he was at Villa. I think they got some good players as well. They can be solid at the back. I think Njai is a good player that can win them games as well, and they've got a really good manager in David Moyes. So I'm expecting them to push for top half.
Bobby?
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I think United, like I explained before, I think that they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think something's going to start happening. This could be the year that kind of starts their rise back into being kind of up there and challenging again. I know it's going to take a couple of years, but based on last year, you can't get any worse, can you? You're going to get relegated if you get any worse than that. I think with the new signings and like now the fans getting behind them, I think something special can start to be built there. But
give me tingles.
I hope I'm wrong.
Clubbers, who's your biggest dark horse?
I'm going to pick Chelsea, but I don't think they're a dark horse. I think they're going to be really strong this year and push right to the top. I was going to say Everton as well with the new stadium, Grealish. I think Moyes is a great manager too. I think they'll surprise some people too.
Jace?
For me, mate, I think can I use the conversation to have? I think it's disrespectful to have them in this conversation for me, but Brighton, I think they have the system down pat. I know we're talking about them losing 2 big players, but I think the system is bigger than the club. I think that they'll have the people they need in place, and I think they're already in this part of the world anyway, pushing and flirting Europe. I think people have written them off, so I think they'll be the dark horse, but I just think it's up there already.
Yeah, I'm obviously going United. Like Bob said, we can't. If we was any worse, we'd be fucking playing championship football right now. I think the one big thing that's going to be good for us this year is no European football. We get a week every single week to prep for the game, and the times that Amarin's done that, we've had a really good result away at Liverpool. I think it was. I was at home to Liverpool, one of the two. Beat City. Like we've had good games, and we're in every single one of those games. So I think him having the time to be able to set what he wants for that week could be massive. And obviously the new signings coming, and if we do get Baleba, 21's coming.
What's the, for both of you have United as a dark horse, what is the difference between them being a dark horse and like kind of overachieving and them just it's a rebuilding year, it's where they should be in the process after finishing 16th last season?
If we get Belieber, I think we're challenging for the league this year, personally.
No, stop.
If we don't, it's going to be. I'd take 8th, 100%. Fucking just progress into that season. I'd take 8th, push on again the year after. But
Dan, you sound like an Arsenal fan, mate.
No, I'm not.
You've gone one play from
he
eighth
just-
to winning the Premier League.
He's a
Yeah.
massive believer.
We get Carlos Believer, mate. We're fucking winning the league.
Mate, I hope you
I'm
get him
putting a
now.
lot of
I hope you get
stock
him
in
right
that
now.
21-year-old defensive midfielder. He's gonna be scoring goals.
No, I didn't have to. Just stop the goals. That's all he needs to do. Go Sesko for that, lad.
Oh, I can't get over that. Bloody Jesus. Okay, who's
All right,
next?
come on,
Um, give me your Golden Boot winner, player of the season, and young player of the season. Mark.
All right, Golden Boot winner. I'm gonna go with Haaland. Obviously struggle. Well, I don't even know if you can say struggle, but Man City struggled, and therefore he didn't score as many goals last season. I think he will be strong this season, even though I have them finishing in 15th. I think he'll score a lot of goals. You know, he can always pop up and score a hat trick. So I think he'll be the Golden Boot winner. I think player of the season to tie into Arsenal winning the league is going to be Odegaard. If they win the league, he's again, he struggled last year, I think, with injuries a little bit. I think if they do win the league, he's going to be their most influential player. He makes things happen. And I think he would win player of the season if it ties in with them winning the league. And then young player of the season, I'm actually going to go with a new player to the league in Sesko. I think he will do really well this season for United. He's only 22. He'll score goals, hopefully not too many, but if he does put the ball in the back of the net, then he'll definitely be in contention for that award.
Bobby.
I think Haaland as well. I think Salah's not going to be as good this year. I hate to say it. I think he's been very, very good recently, but I think he's due a bad year, and I think City are going to be good. I think Haaland's going to take them both. I think he's going to be top goal scorer and player of the year. I think he's going to have a really good year. Young player of the season. I haven't thought about that one yet, so you have to come back to me on that one.
Clubbers.
Salah, top score scorer. I think young player of the year might be Florian Wirtz. I think he's only 22. I think he's eligible for it. With that said, he might pick up both. I was looking at Cole Palmer as well. Not sure if he's available or eligible for young player of the year. I don't know what the cutoff is. Is it 23?
I think it is 23.
So yeah, him or Florian Wirtz. For both, really. Either or.
Jace.
I think well, I think if Liverpool get Isak, I think he's a huge shout. I think with all the attacking that we had. Yeah, I think. I mean, I want to say Isak, but if he doesn't get to Liverpool, he's not playing the season apparently. So I have no idea who else would score more goals than Haaland right now. To be honest, without Isak coming out, so can I put Isak in parentheses if he signed to Liverpool?
Yeah. Do what you want, mate.
Cheers, pal. All right, so that's that. Young player of the year, I think, is going to be Florian Wirtz. I think he had good spells on Sunday. I think he's got something in his back pocket that I think he's already showing that he has like the kind of talent that Odegaard has and kind of like run game. And so I think he'll have that in his young age would be grand. And I don't remember. Oh, player of the year, isn't it? Player of the year.
He's having an argument with himself. He's just
I am.
conversation on his own.
Hey lads, if you thought about this when Yatesy sent out a week ago,
Thanks, Mark.
you'd be sound now.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Mark. Yeah, that's going to help me so much. I also think that Liverpool will have 3 or 4 top scorers in the top 10.
That's not a question. What's the
I just want to caveat the Isak thing. If you get Isak, I think Ekatike will be in the top 10.
Who is your player of the season?
And does some waffling.
I don't know who the player of the season be.
Shall I come back
just
to
think
me for my
on-
young player of the season,
Yeah,
Jace?
go on.
Give you a couple
Hey,
minutes.
he's thought.
Right,
Yeah.
go on then. Who you got?
I'm going to go with a bit of an outsider. Someone who I really liked last year. And I think he's going to have an even better year this year. Morgan Rogers.
Good shout.
ChatGPT is sounding it. He spent the last 5 minutes. Give me a
No,
interesting tip for young player of the year.
No, I was like, I looked at him before, but I thought young player was 22 and under, not 23. And I googled him and he was 23. That's why I was like, come back to me.
All right, go
I
on, Jay.
had him in my fantasy last year.
I think for
Oh, he's gonna argue with himself again.
Which
Yeah.
Liverpool
well,
player am I gonna pick?
no,
we're
honestly,
going back to 1992, first Premier League.
that's a problem. I think, but because I think you got to win the league to be player of the year, and I think he's going to be the catalyst. Aside the foreign verse things to lead us until getting goals or someone big like Isaac. I don't think Salah will be that big presence this year because we have the spacing. But I think to be successful, we got to have Van Dijk. So we'll go VVD.
Van
Right,
Dijk.
Van
There we
Dijk.
go. We got there.
Yeah. It's got to think of
Aye, we got Yates.
You know. All right. Golden bit, I think Haaland. Although I don't think City will win the league, I think Haaland will score the most goals. Player of the season, I think, is going to be Salah. If you guys win the league, he's going to play the biggest part in it for one last time before he gets old. And then, same as you, Mark, young player of the season, I think it's going to be Sesko. I think he's going to be a fucking handful this season. Yeah. All right, last question. First manager to get sacked. Jason, Roberto, start fucking thinking now.
I've already got mine.
Mark, go on.
I'll go first if you want.
I got two.
We know Mark's is going to be.
You got two.
Who's mine going to be? I gave a spoiler at the start of the episode. I think either Graham Potter or Nuno. I think both owners are also volatile. If Forest start losing a few games, he's not going to like it. So one of those two.
Bobby?
I'm going to go with Scotty Parker. I think Burnley going to be shit. I think they're going to be rock bottom. And I think he doesn't even make it past Christmas.
Wow.
Tim?
Yeah, Graham Potter too. Yeah, same as Mark.
Jace?
Yeah, Graham Potter, as I see it for me, because I think Scott Parker, I don't think he has that kind of pressure, but Graham Potter not only has pressure to lead West Ham to do something better, and I don't think he has the stability around him. This is going to be his last hurrah, and I think the stress will get to him, and yeah, he'll be gone.
I've gone for Keith Andrews at Brentford. I think they'll have a bad start and they'll
Panic
a little bit because their model is to stay in the Premier League, and I think they'll get somebody then in to keep them in the league.
Allardyce.
Big Sam.
Big Sam
Yeah,
coming back.
I'm telling you,
Keith Andrews.
I think Brentford, like Brian, is a system, mate. It's going to be interesting with Thomas Frank at Tottenham. I think, I mean, I was close to saying Thomas Frank to be one, be my BX. You know, like, I know he's good, but I don't think Tottenham has the stability. I don't know how much a big cog Thomas Frank was in Brentford, where Brentford was the system, like Brighton. And
I don't know. I kind of differ from that. I think Thomas Frank was a massive cog in the Brentford system.
I mean, I think it's great. Don't get me wrong. I think he definitely added value to it. But
I don't think Keith Andrews has got like the know-how of how to keep a team in the Premier League. You know what I mean? It's all being an assistant coach or whatever, but then you're the guy making the decisions. It's fucking hard.
I mean, a huge test.
Yeah. So I think they'll have a bad start to the season and then bring it back around.
I think Spurs will give Thomas Frank a little bit of time as well. I think
he'll get 2 years.
Yeah, I think they gave Ange plenty of time. Like, I couldn't believe they kept him for that long because I didn't see any progress from them. But
as long as they're not going to get relegated, Daniel Levy don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think they've changed a little bit over the last few years. It kind of was like just changing managers, and they realized that maybe Spurs is the problem. And yeah,
I reckon if you gave Daniel Levy the choice for Spurs to finish 10th, 8th through 10th for the next 50 years, he'll snap your hand off.
Want to stay in the Premier League.
Well,
Just stay in the Premier League, keep the money that they're on, not have to put out for fucking big transfers. Like, he's a tight ass bastard.
they're now the new Arsenal when Wenger's paying off the stadium for the Emirates. Like, they're just happy just to be there. And
but if they go for
They're the more
Eze,
profitable.
Sabinho, they just got Kudus as well. Like, that'd be a good transfer window for them.
Yeah.
But they've lost Son, and Maddison is out for pretty much the whole season as well. So I guess they've had a couple of losses as well. But
Yeah,
All right,
they'll be up and in there.
looking forward to it being back this weekend anyway.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. We'll be back next week with more nonsense.